how you can move from being the manager to into that director VP role. Now, I'm going to give you 3 moves that you get to make. This playbook has helped so many of my clients. One of them, for example, is at this moment in time has got 3 big promotion opportunities that she gets to choose from. So this works, and I wanted to make sure that you get that because we're in the perfect season for you. If you're saying like, oh, you know what, Kim, I'm really looking forward, I really want to get promoted in this year or even into the first quarter of next year, because all of that work happens now, not at the moment of your performance review, not once we hit September, October. So I want to give this to you today. So here's what happens when you get promoted to manager, right? So most of you that I work with, most women that are also in my audience, you're looking at this from, hey, I got promoted to manager, and it was likely because of the quality of the work that you were doing and your ability to work really hard that was recognized. So becoming the manager was a logical next step. Except now, that next step into that director and VP role seems to be just out of reach. Even though you're working harder, you're saying yes to more projects, you've been solving problems before your bosses even realize that they're an issue. You've met, and often most women I work with, they exceed their KPIs. There isn't a conversation around, hey, what's your next step going to be? You keep hearing, well, you're a great team player or you're doing a great job. But when it comes to talking about a promotion, when it comes to talking to that next level role, it's crickets. So here's the thing. The big truth behind this is that we don't realize is that promotions do not reward effort, not at that level anymore. Because your promotion and why other people get promoted, it has to do with the fact of how they perceive the value of what you bring to the table. So I want to give you 3 ways to close that gap fast. And before I get into that, I would love it if you drop any questions you've got. I'm happy to answer them in another live or another video, or I may have the resource that can help you move you from being overlooked, invisible, into being promotion ready in the next few months. So here are 3 ways that my clients use in order to close the gap of perception really quickly so that they become top of mind with their leaders throughout the organization before an opportunity even opens up. Like I said, I have got one of my clients has got 3 promotion opportunities right now. Another one has already been promoted and she's already working on her next promotion again. So here's 3 ways that you get to close this gap, and you can start doing this today. First, when you have your conversations with your manager, with your bosses, with other leaders, even with your colleagues, start leading with the recommendation, not with all the tasks and the outcomes. So, for example, you can say, here's my recommendation is to do X because it drives Y and Z. Now, in this case, we talk only in a few metrics. There isn't a long monologue. So please don't go and continue to explain yourself, because with all that explanation, your recommendation is just getting lost in noise. Now, the second way to close that perception gap so that you are being seen as that leader that's not only doing a great job, but is totally and completely ready for that next step, is to start getting visible with 3 to 5 different champions and sponsors within your organization, but also outside of your organization, because you might find that there are mentors or sponsors that have left the company and you've worked with in the past that you could reach out to. Now, just this step alone has helped women just land new positions, but also just start having that conversation where they get on the radar. So what you can do with that is, if you're looking for getting visible with more of your leaders and senior leaders throughout the organization, or even outside, let's start with inside the organization. What you can do is start giving like some value added. So here's a 3-line summary you can use with your department or with your strategy meeting with the management team next week. right? That just gives a very quick value for that individual to say, oh, okay, well, that's really simple. I can move with that. A second way to really get visible with them is have small and clear asks. So that could be something like, would it help to see the risk or ROI options for this proposal? I can send one slide over. So that makes it really quick and simple for an easy to say yes or no. But either way, it's getting you on their radar because they're like, oh, I got an email. Well, it's not really necessary, but your name is going to keep popping up. Now, the third way to close this gap really quickly is to start blocking time in your calendar. Because let me tell you about the amount of women that you are overworked, you are trying to fit in any kind of strategy work in the evenings or first thing in the morning before anybody gets to the office, hoping like, oh, please, I don't want to be interrupted. Well, that's going about it backwards. What you want to do is really make sure is find 2 60-minute blocks in your week. And then just push everything that's not urgent, not a priority, all those requests back so that and if somebody of your team member comes into your office like, hey, Kim, I really need to get this question. I'm like, okay, I'm working on this right now. Come back to me at 3:00. I can give you an answer then. If not, you want to give them some clear guardrails around what they can and cannot do. If it fits within the specs of what we had outlined and it's under this and this budget, then go ahead. What you will find by starting to do this also is you're actually, in that sense, training your team to start also taking more ownership for themselves while also creating space inside your calendar to be able to start really up leveling from being stuck in all that operational firefighting to moving to, okay, here's what I see where our department needs to go. Even these 60-minute strategy sessions for you can be used to connect with other leaders and talk and ask about what the strategy is going to be or propose your strategies. Now, for the clients that have been starting to do this, they have been invited into decisions which they only got notified if a decision happened. But now they're getting pulled in to actually determine the strategy and set the strategy out for the next coming quarter and the next coming years. Their names are also the first ones that are talked about when new opportunities arise. By the way, that happens before even the opportunity is posted or anything like that. So I wanted to give you something that would help you. This week, I've opened up a few, 3, 4. If I've got everyone's going to jump in on this at once, I can probably stretch it to 5, but I've got a few promotion plan calls this week. I want you to reply RISE, and I'll send you my calendar link, and we'll get in those 15 minutes. What we'll do together is I'm going to help you pinpoint what is the block that's coming up for you that is blocking your path to your next promotion, as well as help you build a 2-week sponsor and visibility plan so that you start getting on that radar and you start seeing the momentum shift where all of a sudden, hey, people are coming and seeking you out versus you seeking other people out. Now, if that is something that you're interested in, then again, comment RISE and don't wait, because I guarantee you these spots fill up really quickly every time I offer them. And if you're looking for something that you want to I want to do something really quicker than that, I've also got a promotion executive sprint. It's 3 sessions that I work with you one-on-one to work your way through that. If that's something that you're interested in, then DM me sprint and we'll start having a conversation around that. All right. Thank you for listening today. So again, just to really recap this really quickly, what I want you to do in terms of those 3 actions is 1 is to start really with your recommendation. Don't ramble on. Number 2, get on your sponsors' radars, not just your colleagues, not just your boss, but you want to look for people that are 1 to 2 levels up above you so they can start talking about you in the rooms that you're not in. And number 3, protect your time. So block 2 hours, you don't have to do them consecutively, but 2 60-minute blocks each week to start really being able to do that deep work where you can start looking at okay, I'm going to work on this plan. This is the hiring model I want to work on. This is the sales model I'm going to be working on. And once you start doing that, you will start seeing results. All right. Can't wait to see you and have a conversation. For those of you, again, that are interested in one of those 15-minute promotion plan calls, just comment RISE and I will get that calendar link over to you and I will help you create that momentum that is going to get you promoted by the end of this year. All right. Can't wait to see you and we'll talk to you soon.